I would like to introduce our next speaker. She is an ICF Master Certified Coach, Holistic Wellbeing Coach for leaders, and organizations, mentor coach. She's from Gurgaon. She's a mentor coach, consultant, author, facilitator. Ahuja Sharma is ICF Master Certified Coach. She enjoys holistic leadership and team coaching. A mentor coach to 200 plus ICF coaches from India and abroad and overseas. She has developed over 25,000 leaders from last almost 1.5 decades as a coach and leadership facilitator. She has also built a martech platform for coaches and to find their niche and publish their packages to their clients in B2C and B2B market. She also helps organizations to thrive by building coaching culture and helping leaders become skillful coaches. She also enables women in leadership to thrive and become courageous. She is none other than Ahuja Sharma.
Wow. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Raja. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Kushal and team Amplify. And thanks to this World Transformation Day events that we are, enabling this shift in transformation to happen in each one of us. Really, really humbled and grounded to be here on this platform with all of you. Today, I just make a small attempt to encourage us to think a little different from what we keep hearing, speakers and authors and many other positive psychology also sometimes has drifted us to thinking only positive, to thinking everything is happy-go-lucky, we are happy and being in the happy vibration all the time so that we attract happiness. Now, I want to ensure that I am not taken in a wrong way. I really want you to be happy. I really want you to be positive. I really want you to transform your thought process and belief systems and vibrate at a higher frequency. At the same time, I invite you to stay in the here and now, to embrace the rare you. By rare, I mean really about recognizing your waves of emotions, acknowledging the ripple effects, and regulating your inner voices, one of a critique, one of a supporter, one of a self-doubt, one of a faith. So to be able to recognize these inner voices and really listen into them, to be then able to negotiate and come up with your autonomous voice into the world. Now, how do I want to unfold the rare you concept for you is through a story. A story of a rare little girl, Oline, on the right, as you see, and on the left, you see a planter and that little girl Sipper towards the right of the planter. So as I zoom out, probably you can see there are some dry leaves and dry petals of this plant. This plant was almost coming to its end of its lifetime. And I just happened to, from my study of psychology, study of emotions, study of, vibration and energy, I thought, what if we see what happens to this planter when I use the water left by Oline behind when she left for Canada? She's one of our friend's daughter. And she left behind this sipper with some water in it. And I was looking at this plant and I was saying, I heard a lot of stories. I heard a lot of experiments that, whatever you put in, you get out of a plant. So I held that intention of seeing this plant bloom once again. And this was just last week. I happened to empty the sipper and I poured the water in the sipper into this plant. And to my amazement, when I looked at it just yesterday, I saw this plant blooming to its full potential. Although the dry leaves are there, as you can see at the bottom, the whole plant was vanishing like that. But now, as you can see on the screen, the plant has bloomed to its fullest potential and is still budding more buds and it's still blooming furthermore. It's more brightened. So what has changed for the plant? What really has shifted for this living being? I asked this question to myself once again when I reflected back. And the answer that I received was, I think the water that this little girl had sipped time and again, held in her hand, had the energy in motion. That's what is emotion, right? Had the energy in motion from her that has been transmitted into the water. And that water had transmitted and transformed the energy of this living being, the planter in front of you. So our energy never stays on an island. We have an emotional contagion all the time that we are spreading around us, that we are bringing to the world. So what's the merit of us to embrace all emotions? Why can't we be joyful? I'll let you know why. Oline is a girl who, when is angry, shares with her parents, shouts, screams, who, when is upset, shares, who, when needs attention, asks for help. Oline is a girl who is joyous on top of her voice when time offers her that joyful moments. She is just free, autonomous being. And can we try and be like Oline? Should we try some experiment right now? Let's see, how can we head towards being like Oline today and embracing the rare us, the rare and unique ourselves. So here is the acronym. I'm an acronym creator. People call me acronym queen and also poetess. So some of the poetry will flow into the session towards the end. And one acronym that I want to share this with you is on the screen, which is starting with R as in recognizing the waves of emotions. As I said, emotions come and go. Emotions make us whole and complete. Sometimes we can drown, sometimes we can surf over them. And then to be able to acknowledge the ripple effects of those emotions that we are feeling, the energy and motion that we're feeling inside out of us, we should be able to then regulate our inner voices, which is saying, hey, this is the message I'm bringing in for you. I'm going to share with you an exercise just after this so that you are able to express your autonomous and free voice and let the unique you emerge out of being able to do the rare you concept. So let me just share with you, why shall one embrace emotions? Why shall one map emotions? Unresolved emotions get trapped in our body, where they build and fester, draining our energy, leading to burnout, emotional imbalances, and eventually dis-ease. And I say it the way that I say it, dis-ease, which means some discomfort, leading to diseases in small or higher proportion. And when we chronically repress emotions, we create toxicity in our body, mind, and heart. And imagine we have the electromagnetic waves going out of our body, mind, and heart out in the world. So if something is unresolved inside, what are we creating for the world outside? And that's my question to everybody. And in fact, Lord Krishna from Bhagavad Gita said, I have a purpose for your pain, a reason for your struggle, and a reward for your faithfulness. Trust me and don't give up. Be with that struggle. Be with that pain. Be and understand and introspect the reason. And have faith that you will be able to overcome this by going through it. As per Gestalt, Fritz Perls said, are you letting life happen through you? Or are you just running away from life? Are you just escaping the energy and motion that's coming your way with a message? Every mess comes with a message. And are we ready to shed the deeper level assumptions and beliefs that are supposed to be shed so that anything fresh can be fed? Are we ready for that? If you're ready, just put in the chat there that you are ready. I am ready. So my next question is, then what are you pretending to be okay with and that you're not? What are you saying yes to that you want to say no to? And what are you saying no to which you shall be saying yes to? So in your inner and your outer world, what is that needs to be healed? On the left, you see a picture of a lady confessing, I couldn't heal because I kept pretending I wasn't hurt. How many of us have sailed there? I think I have multiple times, many a times in my life. And what did I give myself reasons? The reasons came from my upbringing of being spiritual and mistaking that spirituality for running away and escaping to high vibration emotions without catering to what is coming to me in here and now. I was being hurt. I had grief. I had rage. I had sadness. But I didn't look at that for many years. And I gained weight. I went through a lot of diseases. Here, until I understood the concept of wholeness, I couldn't heal myself. When I accepted joy as much as sadness, when I accepted hurt as much as love, when I accepted grief as much as peace. On the right, you see a statement by my master, and he says, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So don't try to be spiritual. Just live what has been given to you, what's coming to you. Fight your battles. Don't run away from the fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of coming across wrong. Because you're not. You are you. And you are experiencing it. Can you allow those experiences to stay with you and learn from them to make and transform them into a new you? Can we listen to those messages? And that's my invitation. So what are we trying to fix? We try to fix the branches, the trunk, the leaves, rather the roots. Here it is in the picture written where the problem is, but I say where the potential is. Roots are the value systems, the belief systems, the attitude, the assumptions. Like the tip of the iceberg, we have everything underneath, right? Emotions, the feelings, the failures, the successes. So what is it that we're looking at? Are we really looking at the whole? In Gestalt Psychology, which I really feel has transformed me, they say, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. You can't just look at the fruits, the petals, the leaves, the branches. You need to look at the whole of the tree and its ecosystem and go wider and wider and wider to the environment and go wider and look at it systemically. What is it getting and absorbing? So, why do unpleasant emotions exist? As Krishna said, your struggle is real. Your problems are given for a purpose. Your pain is given for a purpose. So what is the purpose and, beauty of these not so pleasant emotions that we feel when they come to us? They say when disgust comes to us, it exists so that we prevent from touching the things that could make us sick. When frustration comes to us, it makes us better performer. It pushes us get better results in something. I was getting afraid. I was fearful because this is the first time I'm just compiling all my, experience, education, exposure into a 20-minute session. I was really afraid when I started off. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I slept about 12 o'clock at night. And I think you could tell better if that fear had helped me or not by the end of the session. Yeah. So I think this is being recorded so you can go back to these unpleasant emotions and learn what is the message in the mess that we feel it's a mess is lying for us, right? So moving on, how do we then, recognizing is one thing and acknowledging is another thing. How do I recognize my waves of emotions? When something discomforting starts happening in your body or something good starts happening in your body, like your heart is feeling high heartbeat, right? Or your stomach is feeling tumbling or, tightening, there is something happening at an emotional level for you. If you can tune into that sensation and say, hi, I see that this is happening to me. And acknowledge that and listen to those feelings that are trying to share a message. And completely immerse yourself in them and really feel them to be able to come out of them and say, hey, I understand your trouble and your struggle. I think this is the message. There's some message that you're wanting to give me. In Gestalt, we learned putting your feelings on a chair. So can you ask your feeling to come out and sit with you and talk to it and listen to it and then say, hey, I see your point and I accept your feelings. So whenever you have these sad, mad, glad, scared, joyful, peaceful, powerful feelings, they have multiple ripple effects, as you can see in the circle here. They have multiple dimensions that they can come from. And there can be many triggers. So how do we work with those triggers? So recognition and acknowledgement has happened. Let's say you are able to do this going forth, or you hire a coach to be able to do it with you. You are then able of asking yourself some questions to evoke your awareness as a holistic thinking partner to yourself and looking at the whole of you, not the part of you, and saying, no, let me just run away from this. This is uncomforting. Let me escape this emotion. Let me feel happy. Let me listen to the music. Do all of that. At the same time, really tune in when you can tune in and reflect back. Yesterday in my meditation, there was something unsettling for me that I had to reflect on during my meditation time, and some appreciation that I didn't receive from someone in the outer world at my work and home. I thought, let me sit with it and let me appreciate myself for what I did well. I feel I did well and nobody else did it. So how can I be kind to myself and say, hey Deep, well done, a pat on your back. And then some emotions were coming out of guilt. I had said something to someone that didn't land well with them, and then thereafter me. Then I told myself, okay, there is some guilt that I can feel in my body and it's feeling very discomforting. Let me not flee from here. Let me sit with this. What's the message that this guilt is trying to give me? And then I understood that it wanted me to attempt to resolve this and probably seek forgiveness, probably stitch the loops for future reference in my relationship with this person who I'm holding guilt from. So our mind plays tricks. Our amygdala, which is the brain, which is at the back of our head, sometimes get into a fight or flight mode. And sometimes our prefrontal cortex gets shut because of that. And emotions and reactions can freeze us or make us please others. So instead of fighting, freezing, fleeing, pleasing, I invite you to ask yourself these questions. You may take a screenshot of this. You can go back to the recording. These questions are powerful questions to reflect upon, and you would do your self-coaching in a way and self-healing in a way. And then probably take an action. What is one action you're willing to take on to move through this? Through this. Point to be noted, through this. Grow through things. Don't go through things. Don't go through emotions. Grow through emotions. Yeah. Are you letting
Ahuja,
life
I got 2
happen?
minutes more.
Sure.
Ahuja, I got just 2 minutes. Yeah.
Sure, Sai. Are you letting life happen through you? So that's an action point for you. And one more slide for you to have a look at. and take note of to be able to regulate your emotions. I invite you to start when you see that you're fighting some emotion, you're going to stay stuck with it. Instead, look at it from whole perspective and lead a wholehearted living. That's the invitation. And to my coaches, to my clients, to my leaders who I support, I say, can you hold life in pairs? Love can be both joyful and challenging. Change can be both good and hard. Healing can be both painful and freeing. Progress can be both scary and exciting. Can you hold both the realities at the same time? And as today's world, this month is World Poetry Month, as well along with World Transformation Day. Here is a small poem you can take a screenshot of. Also, here's a small gift for you to download from a platform called coachandcoachy.com. It's called Deep Insides, a book written by me with a reflective journal. So not only poetry, but a journal to self-coach your emotions and go through the experiences that you're going through and become whole. So that's my invitation. I think I only have 40 seconds, for which I will just invite you to take note of. There are many coaches who we have on the platform, and this is the lead team there of well-being coaches, leadership breakthrough coaches, life vision coaches, and more. ICF MCC, Master Certified Coaches, Professional Certified Coaches, and Associate Certified Coaches, and beyond. So I invite you to have a look at the course also that's coming up, which is an online course on the platform. And you can e-meet me on LinkedIn with the name of Deep Ahuja Sharma, my full name, and Facebook or Insta. So I'll rest my case there and leave you with the poem to read. And thank you, Sai. I hope I have completed it within time.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, wonderful way of expressing what you really want to convey to us. I really like that rare part, I wrote it down: recognize, acknowledge, regulate, and express. That is really, really amazing. And I really agree with you. When you create your inner world, that creates your outer world. It all depends on that. And that is the best part. Take out your emotions and put it on the chair and then see. So it is really, really nice. Thank you so much for such wonderful tips, such wonderful way of expressing. That is how you embrace, and that is how rare you can become. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you agree with Raja sir.
Yeah, Ahuja, I was also enlightened by your Bhagavad Gita speeches and all. You are referring to Bhagavad Gita and all. I am also a regular reader. Every day I read Bhagavad Gita, at least 10 to 15 sheets of that. And one thing you told, you asked a question, and I got up at 4 o'clock. Even I got up at 3:30. Whenever we want to share some of our knowledge or wisdom to the world, then the universe wakes us up actually. I had put my alarm at 4:30, but I got up at 3:30. It happens, when we want to give something to the world, the universe wakes us up actually. Universe is working with us. We are not in the intuitive mode.
Exactly.
If you are in the intuitive mode, it will tell you what to do. We don't have to even think anything. It is already inbuilt. Only thing, we are not going within us. Because of that, we are getting into all these problems. I really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
I'm humbled to be part of this whole initiative. Thank you so much, everybody.
We are also happy to have you have such learnings from you people also, from the youngsters thinking about Bhagavad Gita. Everybody should read Bhagavad Gita. It is a life book. It is not something. It is a life book actually. It is not
the life lessons you get it from there.
Life lessons you get in Bhagavad Gita. People think that is a religious book. It is not a religious book. It is a life book. What is that? What is connectivity between what you think, what you express, and what you feel? That congruence is important.
Actually.
Once you are congruent to yourself, everything becomes simple. Everything, you are at peace at yourself. You will not worry about anything in this world, because you are within yourself. That once you start embracing that, life becomes simple. We are only complicating. Life is simple actually. We are complicating things and then we are blaming life actually.
So true.
Like the other was saying, life is a bitch. Why should you call that life is a bitch? Life
is the day you surf on the waves of emotions.
It's a bitch. Thank you.
Thank you, Deep.
Thank you.